Boom, coming in hot, Chinch. Dude, how do we start that boom coming in hot?
You just did it on the first day. And you just never stopped. But your fans, though, they always, people write, boom, coming in hot. Great show today, guys.
Do they? That's great.
You got to get T-shirts. Yes, there's your next T-shirt. You got to get a caricature of you going like this and have it say, boom, coming in hot. Yeah. You can throw a Chinch on there. You're going to write Chinch's name. I mean, I know. There's no Chinch on any of these T-shirts. No, I'm kidding. No. We need to get Chinch on the T-shirt. Well, we've only done it. We only made one run of it. Yeah. Well, you did your Great for Warriors too. The back of it. Yeah. Anyway, hey. So yesterday was brought to us by Pictures. Yesterday was a day of pictures with the great Gene Fruth and Jeff Idelson. Right? If you haven't watched, listen to that show. But then please go to our YouTube page and watch that show to see some of these images that Jean has when she's building this book. They're unbelievable. The Japanese coach being thrown up in the air, she caught that. She tells an unbelievable story about how she almost missed the picture of seeing Ohtani face Trout. And that stressed me out. That was such a stressful thing that she got it, right?
Well, you know what, Chich, you know what else I was thinking? Well, first off, please go listen to the episode yesterday with Gene Fruth and Jeff Idelson, just because they're growing the game for women. And, the women are here in the game of baseball, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And hopefully it continues to grow, and we give young women a chance to play the game at the highest level and at the lowest level and everywhere. But it's really cool. But I was thinking this when she was saying she was in the 8th inning. She was like down the right field corner. She's like, oh, my God, Ohtani's going to come in. He's going to face Trout. And she was trying to get behind the dish. I was thinking to myself, dude, I could see myself just sprinting with all that equipment and just absolute yard sale. Like,
wiping out. Yeah, because her camera lenses are bigger than your baseball bat,
dude. And you're running, you're holding this huge lens, and you got all this equipment, and I could see that not going well at some point for me, at least.
It's like when the firefighters run marathons. Like that's how much weight she's carrying around, running up and down the stairs. All right,
it's a big tank. She must have a tank on her back. She's going to fight a fire.
All right, so that was brought to you by Pictures. Today it's all about numbers and stats. Okay.
Yes.
We got 1 week down in the season. We're going to get through the standings, and we're going to go through some of the guys who are doing well, and maybe a couple who are scuffling. But we're trying to stay positive. So let's start ripping down the each division. And again, you know what? We're going to start today. We'll start Central. The other day we started West. East is least today. All right, Central. Hey, how about the Milwaukee Brewers? 5-1 start. Outscored their opponents 38-16 so far. What's your take on that as we start?
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. When you look at the Brewers, I think the one thing about the Brewers, when you think about the Brewers, you think about the rotation. Top to bottom, Burns and Woodruff, and how loaded they are, and Devin Williams at the back end of the pen and all that stuff. But then you look at that offense, dude. I mean, they have been ripping the ball. Jesse Winker's been hot. Yelich has been pretty good. Adames has been hot. Rowdy Tellez, had a couple bombs or whatever already. Brian Anderson's straight on fire. Even Terang, their young prospect. That guy's a stud. Weimer at the bottom, dude. Their lineups raking. So I think when you thought of the Brewers, are like, I don't know, did they have enough offense? Because obviously Yelich is a good player now. He's not a star player. He's a good player. So turns out if the beginning of the year a 5-1 clip for the Brewers is anything, they do have enough offense if they can keep it going.
I like that. Let's stay in that division, man. Your Buccos are hanging in there. They got some guys looking for some money on their contracts who are doing pretty well right to start the season. 4-2.
Yeah, man. Hey, the people are excited. I'm going on WDV tomorrow morning for the home opener to talk about the home opener for the Buccos. But hey, O'Neal Cruz is a stud. Brian Reynolds has come out the gates. He's looking for a new contract at the end of the day. I think right now they're trying to get something done. He wants an opt-out, and I think that's kind of the hold-up right now. Yeah. McCutchen being back is just good for the city, good for the team.
Good for
the leader.
Good for baseball.
Good for baseball. They came in and they swept the Red Sox. But I think the pitching, Mitch Keller is this guy Contreras, who they got for Tyone back when in the trade for the Yankees. This guy's a stud. So, Bednar at the end of the pen, that bullpen's pretty good. I got a feeling the Pirates, I mean, at least early on, they're showing their pitching's pretty good. Obviously, this is a marathon, not a sprint in Major League Baseball. But, hey, it's nice to be talking Brewers and Pirates and
absolutely.
That's some of these teams that have come out doing well.
Yeah, and to back up your point about the Pittsburgh's pitching, they have 4 wins in 6 games. They've only scored 23 runs. That's like down at the bottom.
That's not great. Yeah.
And their pitching is hung in there. They won 3 straight in tight games. So good call with that. All right, let's go AL Central next, okay?
Yeah.
Cleveland 5-2, Minnesota 4-2, White Sox 3-3, Tigers 2-4, KC's 1-5.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that division? That division is always up for grabs. It's always up for grabs.
And it will be again. At the end of the year, it will be. It'll be a 3-team race. But I think Cleveland's going to be good. Anytime Terry Francona is driving the ship, you're going to be good. Dude, I think Minnesota started off 4-0. They've lost 2 in a row, but this team's going to be good. Kenta Maeda, who missed most of the year, I think with the Tommy John, is back. He looks really good. They traded for Pablo Lopez in the trade for Arise. He looks like a frontline starter. So I think that's the biggest thing. If you're a team like the Twins, your starting pitch has got to be legit. So far, small sample size, 1 week into the season. If the Twins pitching holds up the way it does on the bump, they got a shot to be in that race because they were in Chinch. They were in it last year, dude. I think they were 6 games under 500 or something like that. They hit a big stretch where they were terrible. Buxton got hurt. 2 months there, Maeda, guys were going down, blah, 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 blah. This team's better. Had they not hit that stretch, they're right in that race. So watch out for the Twins in the Central.
And let's not forget that they stole their shortstop back from the Giants, dude.
That's right, dude. That's right.
Right? He's right. I mean, correct. That's arguably one of the biggest signings of the offseason, and they pulled it off. Minnesota. You never used to hear Minnesota in the middle of that mix. They went, figured it out, stole him back from the Giants for whatever reason.
Well, you're right. That's a great point because he's a star, and they saw what he did last year to that team. And without Correa, they would have been at 20 games under. This guy's a superstar playing shortstop at a premium position. It's a great sign for the Twins, and I like them. I like the Twins.
Yeah, so let's stay in the AL West. Angels 4-2. Come on, get to the playoffs. Get to the
playoffs. Come on. We got to see it, dude. And don't you feel yourself watching the Angels more with Ohtani? Like, the game was
Constantly.
on MLB Network the other day, and I was like, Ohtani's pitching? Like, I sat there and watched a few innings. I was like, this is great. But, dude, come on, man. We want to see that. They look good. Ohtani, Trout, obviously there's other guys up and down that team. But we just we want to see those guys get to the postseason. So, yeah, we're rooting for the Angels. How about Texas?
Yeah.
How about DeGrom the other day? Came out fire in his second start. I think that might even been last night. Texas looks good, man. They look really good. And Chris Young's done a good job of putting together a pretty good team out there in that new stadium with Bruce Bochy being back.
You're psyched about that.
Go Booch.
Also, they do some very creative things with their offense. Like, they've put guys who have been kind of like doubled up at positions and talk them into playing out of position. And their offense is good. They can run. They can play defense. You're going to score. You're going to score in that building. So they're hanging in there. Houston better, turn it around a little bit, before it gets too late. All right. So where are we going? Oh, NL West. Dodgers. Here we are again. 38 runs scored, 13 runs against. They're 4-2. They won 2 in a row.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, that's the bottom line. They're good. And what's funny about the Dodgers is that they didn't really do, people are like, oh man, they didn't really do much this offseason. The reason they didn't do much is because they're the number 1 minor league system. They have some studs. It reminds me back when I was in Cleveland, bro, 1996, 97, the Indians were the best team in baseball, by far, best team in baseball. They were loaded, top to bottom. Dude, we had the number 1 minor league system too. Listen to our top 10 prospects back in Cleveland in 96, 97. Yeah. Me, Brian Giles, who became star. Richie Sexton, 350 homers in the band. Danny Graves became a 3-time All-Star. Steve Klein, one of the best relievers out there. Bartolo Colon.
Wow.
Right? Jarrett Wright.
Jesus.
Einar Diaz, catcher. Remember kid? Enrique Wilson. Yeah. Enrique Wilson.
Huge career, long career.
Dude, we were loaded. We have eight of the top 10 prospects. 8 of us went on to be all-stars in other organizations. So when I see the Dodgers, this James Outman dude, bro, this kid's a stud. If you don't have him on your fantasy team, or I'm sure if you're into fantasy, you know who he is, but James Outman, this guy raked last year at AAA, over 100 RBIs, over 30 bombs, doubles, almost 1,000 OPS. Listen, guys, if you're doing that in the minor league level, especially AAA, you're going to be somewhat of that kind of player in the big leagues. Give or take. You could be better, you could be a little worse, or you could be right around there. This guy's a stud.
I love it.
And they got some stud players that are coming up through that system. So it's the Dodgers, dude. Andrew Friedman in that front office, they're putting together good squads.
I want to stay there for a minute because we saw Trace Thompson hit 3 home runs in a game the other day, right? Which is awesome, man. He's a fun dude, and like he's had a lot of injuries over the past couple of years and whatever. Great. I can't remember who tweeted this out, but it was really cool, and you'll love this. It was about, there are no coincidences when you're working hard. So this guy, whoever, I'm sorry, I'm not remembering his name, but he tweeted out, Trace stood in on Kershaw's bullpen the day before for the entire bullpen and just stood in and was just... And it was just, kind of dry, standing there.
Love that.
Next night hits 3 home runs. Don't you love that? It was a great point. I gotta find this guy.
I love that. To tell you the truth, you just got my juices flowing as a hitter. Hey, whenever I was scuffling in the big leagues, not in the minor leagues, or I was, obviously coming back from a rehab assignment or something like that. But even if I was scuffing the big leagues, I'd go up to a pitcher and, Harnish just throwing a side day. Hey, bro, any chance I could stand in on you? Verlander, when I was with the Tigers. Hey, you mind if I stand in, let me see about 20 pitches. If you don't mind, you can work on your stuff. And bro, the bottom line is, as a hitter, your vision is everything. Your rhythm is everything. Tracking the ball is everything. So if I'm facing a guy like Verlander in his bullpen, I'm seeing 97, 98. Okay, ooh, that looks okay. Okay, I'm timing him up too. Okay, yes. I'm not swinging, but I'm timing him up. I'm visually seeing what I need to see. The biggest thing about a hitter, you could hit in the cages, you could do flips, you could do BP all you want. You need to see velo. You need to see movement. You need to see late action.
And
right?
Don't you need to see fingers and hands.
You need to see, need to see release point. As a hitter, you want to see the ball early, you want to see the ball late. And so I think one of the best things you can do is standing in on these guys' bullpens. Ask guys if you could go stand in on their bullpens, because these guys are getting side work done all the time. Hey, even if it's 10, 20, times where you could see the ball. I had a vision coach in the biggest. Guy's name was Bill Harrison, Bill and Ryan Harrison. It still has Ryan Harrison, still runs slowthegamedown.com. Incredible stuff. This guy's next level, works with the Cubs, a lot of other teams. Bill Harrison was like, hey, you're not swinging well? Go stand in on a bullpen. That's how I started to really learn how to do it. So I love that Trace Thompson was like, hey, Clayton Kershaw, you mind if I stand in on your bullpen or your side gig or simulated game? I need to see pitching.
Yeah.
Love it.
I knew you would like that. I saved that one for you. All right. All right. Let's go to the Easts. Now let's go to the negative. Dude, Phillies are 1-5. What's going on? Yeah,
you know what? They ran into, a little bit of a buzzsaw in that first series. I think they've just faced some good teams right now out the gates. But they're better than they're playing. There's no doubt about it. They have the pitching. I think not having Bryce Harper hurts them no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I think getting him when they get Bryce back, that's gonna be big. But they haven't, dude. They're too good of a team, top to bottom. Obviously they just ran into the Yankees for a few games, but you go up and down. I mean, Turner, Schwarber's off to a tough start, but he's going to get it going. Romuto, Turner swinging it. Castellanos has to have a bounce back here. Alec Boehm is going to be a stud. I really believe that. So top to bottom, they're pretty good. I think just right now, like Taijuan Walker didn't have a good first start. Nola didn't have a first good start. Wheeler was okay. I think their starting pitching just hasn't been great yet. They haven't swung the bats, but dude, they're too loaded. And that's why, it's funny. We're talking about the first week of the season. It's a 162 game marathon, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you.
At the end of the day.
By the way, you look down and look back up, and I look like I'm crying, but I sneezed, but I was muted. So just
are you okay? Your glasses are fogging up, bro. No. If you're not okay, do you need a break?
No, I'm good. Let's keep rolling. By the way, Phillies only scored 18 runs in 6 games. That's a lot.
Right. That's not gonna continue.
All right. Did we mention the Braves? Braves are the class of that division right now.
Yeah, Braves are the Braves are going to be really good.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. But let's go to another team. 6-0. Tampa Bay's off to a historic start. Historic, dude.
Well, Well, the biggest thing with Tampa Bay, bro, is that pitching is really, really, really good. Really good. I mean, their rotation's really good. Some people say it's the best in the game, and their bullpen is really, really good. McClanahan dominated 2-0 already with a 1-5. His first 2 starts have been lights out. Kevin Cash is the best at working a bullpen too. So, they're really good at knowing when to pull the starter, when to have the matchups, all that stuff. So Tampa's defense is really good. Offensively too, man. Wander Franco, this could be his breakout year where you're like, okay, this is the guy that we thought was going to be the superstar. Arozarena and Paredes in the middle of that lineup. These guys have some guys that can hit. So Yandy Diaz too at the top of the order. The Rays are good, and they're going to be around all year, bro.
Yeah. I'll give you one more guy in that division. Yankees. We talk, like, everybody's all the hype. Judge comes back. Volpe's there. Got to give Gleyber Torres credit. Gleyber Torres is on fire, and they were trying to kick him out of that. It's the same thing, like, between him and Rizzo. It was like, oh, they'll be gone. It was like a foregone conclusion. And Gleyber Torres has carried the Yankees offense almost on his back.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is, I heard the same stuff, and from some people even inside the organization, that, okay, we're going to try and move Torres, now he's hitting 4th.
yeah, exactly.
So like, hey, we're going to get rid of this guy. Now he's our number 4 hitter. He's hitting 420 after, the first week of the season, couple bombs, some damage, 5 stolen bases too.
Yeah, dude.
These guys are running more with these new bases
really
and picking over. So
yeah,
love the strategy. But yeah, Torres is out the gate swinging it.
Yeah. By the way, I'm a huge fan of the. What is it? You only get 2 throwovers to first.
Yeah, 2, and then the third one you have to pick them off.
I know that's strategy.
You can throw over again, but you have to pick them off.
That strategy part of the game is really cool for me. But yeah, if you're a good base runner, you don't have to be the fastest guy. Like you just look at Volpe's not the fastest guy, but like. People are terrified of him because he gets great jumps,
His instincts are so good, man. So good.
All right, so let's go to a couple, before we get going, a couple of statistical things from players in a good way, okay? Mm-hmm. I got to start with Matt Olson, man. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Matt Olson. I always get confused. Matt Chapman. Okay? Matt Chapman is leading baseball in doubles. Dude, he is 12 for 23, and he did not get very many hits the last year or two. So
there's nothing better than getting off to a hot start too. You know what I mean? I think last year he didn't get off to a great start and then kind of scuffled. You're always trying to, as a player, you want to get off hot because then when you hit your lulls at some point, you're going to, you have those times. Your stats always look good. It makes you feel more confident. Matt Chapman's a stud. And I don't know, what did he hit last year, Chance? 220? I don't know, 230?
Yeah, he was in the low 2s.
Yeah, which is unlike him. This guy can hit. So I'm excited for Matt Chapman to see what kind of year he has, with it being his, third year in Toronto or third year in Toronto?
Second, yeah.
Got rakes.
Yeah, and back to your guy, Brian Reynolds, just to put some stats behind it. He's 10 for 24. He's got 2 doubles, and he's leading the majors in homers with 4. So
there you go. He's right. You think he wants a contract? Yeah, ching. Should have. Hey, Pirates. You should have tried to lock him up about a year ago.
There you go. Now let's go back. You mentioned Brian Anderson. Here's his numbers. He's 9 for 18 with 3 dingers, 10 ribbies, which leads Major League Baseball. Pretty legit there.
Yeah, Brian Anderson looks good, man. Really good.
Here's another guy.
Young player.
Here's another guy I haven't paid enough attention to. You want to talk about starting? Xander Bogaerts for San Diego. 9 for 22, 3 bombs, and 3 doubles.
Yeah.
So
well, the one thing I love about this is that everyone's like, oh, he doesn't have the power. He only hit so many home runs last year with Boston. Dude, this guy is a 25 home run guy. He's got 25 home run power. And I think and also he's a leader, and also too, I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder too. Just Boston letting him walk. I think that's a good thing if you're Xander Bogaerts and the Padres. Nothing like great players having a little chip on their shoulders,
Yeah, I'm looking down this list of hit leaders. Man, there's a lot of guys in the top 4 who have at least 10 hits in 25 at bats. You got Moncada on there. Jose Abreu's 10 for 29. Acuna's 10 for 27 with some pop. Who else we got here?
Yeah.
I mentioned Reynolds. What do you think of Stephen Kwan, man? He's got 10 hits. He doesn't seem like he's
rakes.
He's not a flash in the pan, right? He's really good hitter.
Bro, he hit 300. He hit 300 his whole career in the minors. He's going to hit 300 in his career in the big leagues. Guy doesn't strike out, puts the ball in play. He's exactly what most lineups want nowadays. You know, the days of having all these strikeouts in the lineup, now teams have them, but they don't want them. So a guy like Steven Kwan is so valuable in that lineup for the Indians.
Gotcha. All right, we're just getting started with this stuff. I got to get running soon. You got a lot going on today too,
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there one other guy? You got one other guy in your head that you're doing? Oh, I got one for you. I got to
give it to me.
Chicago Cubs, Dempsey Swanson, 10 for 20.
Yeah.
2 doubles. That's the guy,
dude,
man. I'm so proud of him.
It's a great sign. Swanson's a great sign, dude. He's great up the middle. One thing I love about Swanson that you can't take away, guy plays every day, wants to play every day. 162 last year.
Picks it.
If he stays healthy, that's a great sign for the Cubs.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. Anything else? What do you got going on today?
No, dude, I'm just hanging out. Just
good. You don't have very many of those days, so why don't you enjoy
No, I
it?
don't. You know what I got going on? I'm putting in. I'm redoing my room over here, making it like a lodge. I'm like I'm getting wood on the walls. I got a stone fireplace going in. So I got the electrician here today, putting in some cords and cables and stuff like that. So.
That's cool. Go watch those those DIY shows. It's something called like Maine Cabin Hunters. Me and Jess watch that.
Dude.
Do you ever watch that?
I gotta go.
Is that what you're doing?
No, I gotta. Dude, that's what I want in life, though. I just want a cabin.
That's cool.
And my house is kind of like a cabin, but I want to make it like a log cabin.
I know what you're talking
figured
about.
I might as well remodel than go buy a big house and be like, wow, that's a lot of money. This is a little less.
I'm with you. All right, we'll get after that.
Okay, brother. All right, tell Jess I said hi. Good luck, bro. I mean, she's going to work, right?
Yeah.
Taking her to the train.
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, brother. Love you, man. I'll catch you. Hey, everyone out there, check out the podcast yesterday with Gene and Jeff Idelson. Thank you for listening to us. We're grateful you guys are listening. Love you, and we'll see you Friday tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Let's get it. See you, buddy.